Commons, entonces pues pueden acceder a ellas. Y la pregunta inicial con la que quisiera pues abrir esta sesión es si te consideras que eres un buen oyente, una persona que escucha con cuidado, si consideras que escuchas bien, que escuchas con atención. Y bueno, I start with the question. Hello, Livy.
Hello.
The intro question for today is, do you consider yourself a good listener? And I start. I think that for me it's very difficult to listen. And when I have to listen to someone with a lot of attention, I cannot do anything else. Because if I am doing other thing, like my mind like kind of splits and I cannot listen like the way I would really like to do it. But I don't know if that happens to other people and if it's easier for other people to listen. Hey, Griff. The intro question for today is, do you consider yourself a good listener? And I said that for me it's really hard to listen, and that I cannot do anything else when I'm actively listening, because if I do other thing, I just like lose my complete attention and I cannot listen properly. So that's my take. And Tonga, what do you think?
Yeah, what do I think about you, or what do I think about me?
If do you consider yourself that you are a good listener?
Sometimes depends on my mood. If I'm in a bad mood, I don't listen at all. But overall, I'm in a good mood. And sometimes I miss stuff because sometimes it's too much information and yeah, happens. But I try to be. What about you, Griff?
I consider, I feel, I can't remember, Olivia, you could probably remind me of there were like different types of listening that came up in like a call with Kate. That was really interesting. I think it was Kate. And it's kind of like when I choose to listen, I think I'm a very good listener. Although in another call, I said that my New Year's resolution is to be better at receiving and giving feedback. And so I don't know that I'm the best at integrating the listening, right? Which is I would say that's a different thing, but yeah. And I'll pass it to Zeptimus.
Thanks, Griff. Yeah, I consider myself like, for me it's easier to listen than to speak, but at the same time I listen when I really care about what the other people is saying. Like if for example, I remember myself in the college and the teacher was talking and I was like, boo, I don't want to listen to this. But it depends. Like if there is a good subject that someone is telling me, I love to hear, and I have like very good memory, so I have those in my mind. But yeah, it depends on, and also it depends on the mood, as Tonga say. I'll pass it to Libby.
Yeah, I think that is a good question. I'm trying to find now the thing Griff was mentioning, that it had like 4 types of listening, and what are the stages and some of the qualities that you are in different types of them. And there is an acting technique too for listening that I see happening in many scenarios when people are super connected and super like listening. Sometimes their body language starts to like mimic the other, and there's ways to listen with the body too. I think I could do a better work at like being fully I think whenever I'm present, I'm listening, and maybe they are synonyms: presence and the ability to listen. And I'm like Septimus also, that when I do listen, I retain a lot and I have a really good memory. Yeah, but I think it depends on how curious I am about what I'm listening. I'll pass back to you, Juan.
Well, that was a great intro question, because sometimes we are more like focused on what we speak, and sometimes we forget the importance of listening. And like we all said that it depends on what calls our attention, and if we want to listen, and that like reflects that to be a good listener, um, you have to like um, make a commitment and to effort to value what the other ones are trying to say. So even though we listen all the time, it's not easy to listen. We have to like make ourselves prone to that, and active and present at listening. It's not just like receiving the sound. It's like trying to see what is the other person trying to communicate, and what are like the ideas that are behind the language, because it's also that we all have different kind of languages, and sometimes we fail on like choosing the right words. But when we try to actively listen, um, we have to see like not to hear not only the words but the intention that was behind them. But with that, I want to jump to the first point of the agenda of today, that I shared it in the Discord. So I will also share my screen so that everyone can like follow what I'm talking about. Okay. 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 So the first point of the agenda that I want to share with you is to review the gravity training that I have initially proposed. It consists of 8 sessions, and I want to give a POAP for each session, to like give some type of certification of this training, and also to like make this some kind also of commitment of people, like if they have this POAP of gravity, and if they have assisted to trainings on NBC and alternative dispute resolution and negotiation techniques, like it's like also the responsibility to like promote these values that we are like trying to teach. So we are going to the gravity training, and it is proposed to start the 21st of January, that is Thursday, and ending on the 11th of March, that is also a Thursday. It will be 8 sessions of 1 hour and 30 minutes for a total of 12 hours, 1 session per week. And I am not certain about the schedule, the best schedule for this training, because This hour that we are currently right now, 6 p.m. set, will be taken by an steward's call. So we are needed to move the schedule for the gravity training. I really like Thursdays, and why I like it, why I would like it to be on 9 p.m. set, because it would be after the community call, and I think that we can profit that people is like gathering for that call, and like they just have to stay. But the
I
what
just
would
want to interrupt and say, I think that's a great idea, Juan. I really like it. I really like it. Because even if people aren't doing the full training, just the opportunity to say, hey, if you're hanging out, we're doing this. This is the subject of the gravity training today, and yeah, you don't have to be part of the full thing to benefit from being a better community member, right? So, I love it, man.
Yes. So, well, that's like the idea that I had, and I liked it. But the thing is that it's a little bit late for the people in Europe. So that's the only like weak point to that schedule. But I like it. I think it's good. But I also made a doodle so that we can vote on this. Is in the second point of the agenda, because the other hour could be 4 p.m. set, that is 2 hours before the hour we are right now. But I would like you to vote on what do you think is the best. So yes, we are going to go a little bit fast on the gravity training, and then we're going to I am going to explain on what is that this like certification idea that I got from the IMI, that is like in International Mediation Institute, where they like first make a training. So that's the first stage that we are going to make, and like people that assist to this training can get like qualified, basic qualification. Then these people that is qualified can gain experience, like practicing the learnings, and then they can become certified by Gravity, like to address more delicate issues, or also to like uh, practice the alternative dispute resolution mechanisms. Because if we can make the training to so that everyone gain experience, it means that everyone is trained on like NVC and negotiation techniques. But when we jump to the stage 3, that would be the people that is like listed in the organization for like handling like cases and like conciliate and be the third part, like in a formal process. So I think that this can help the organization to have like a base education on this, but also to have like certified members that are the ones that will like carry the flag on the alternative dispute resolution. Okay, so this short course aims to make people in the TEC understand the cultural principles to reproduce in the community and provide capacitation around nonviolent communication, understanding of conflicts, and techniques to manage it, with the purpose of promoting trust into our shared rules and boundaries. Okay, this is a name that we have been thinking, and I think it like goes really well with the language that we are trying to promote, and it's like gravitons. That is like the particle that that makes gravity. So it's like we can call these people after training gravitons, that are the particles in that play their role in gravity. So the plan of study, it has a weekly pattern that the Gravitons should read the resource presented, and these resources should be given at least a week before the session. We will have 3 or 4 prepared questions for each session, so we also can like qualify and the commitment of the people, and have like a registry of if to know if people is like following the course and reading. Okay, then in the session we like review and improve the answers, and after the session, the coaches will give a grade to their answers. Also, we do this to score and to try to select the best people, so that we can encourage them to like continue practicing and get certificated in this in gravity in these practices. So the first session, I've been talking with Durgadas, who is Regis, and he tells me that he would be like willing to lead this session, and it will be about trust creation, nonviolent communication, and spiral dynamics. So here we have like a text on nonviolent communication, a brief history of spiral dynamics, and 2 videos. One is about a mindful approach of nonviolent communication. I just saw that today, and it was really enlightening, because it tells that we communicate all the time, but we don't so much take time to improve our communication skills and to review the way we communicate with others. So yeah, this is a good video, and this is another video that Durgas like recommended for what he calls like unified thinking, and it's like to see that most of the divisions we see are actually made by our minds, and we can like see things in a more like unified way. So this would be like the first session, and I had like 3 questions here, but I erased the 2, the second and the third one, because I thought they were like bad written, so I will like continue polishing this. The second session, uh, I would be the one coaching it, and is about theories of conflict and different perspectives around conflict. And I am using this author that is Jean-Paul Lederax, who talks about conflict transformation, and he talks about that conflict is like a platform of change, and how it is important to be able to recognize conflicts as also as something that dynamizes um, the evolution of the things, and that is something that is not necessarily bad. It's just the expression of different points of view, different opinions, and the different needs that are addressed or not by the decisions that are taken. So I really like this author, and I think it can give us a lot of light in this second session. And I also have a video about William Uri, that is an an expert in negotiation, and he has like several books. But in this video, he explains like a framework that I liked, that is really easy. to like build bridges and to like stay calm between negotiations, and also to like understand the importance of having a third part. So I think that this can be like a good content for the second session. We have a lecture here that is in Spanish, and this is also a theorist of conflict, that is Johann Galtung, and he like made this like really easy guide on how to transform conflict by peaceful means. And this is like and this C is a really easy and like made for kids guide of conflict management. So it has like a really easy language for people that may feel that the other lectures are a little bit hard. After that, after the theories of conflict, I think that we should jump into what is like a BADNA. BADNA is the best alternative to a negotiated agreement. What are the justice circles, and what are negotiation and alternative dispute resolution mechanism. So yeah, I have a lecture of what is a BADNA, and it's like when we are in a negotiation, maybe we expect something, and the other part expects some different things, but we have to like make this diagram to know where can we meet, and what can we like where can we give some terrain, and where can we like gain some terrain, because in a negotiation it's not about imposing one point of view over another, but to like try to meet between in the middle, and to meet between what can be like common points. And this lecture of 5 ways to keep disputes out of court are like an explanation of what is negotiation, and what is the difference between conciliation, mediation, and arbitrage. The other day, like Griff asked me about it, and the difference is simple, but we need people here to understand the difference, because when you are a conciliator, you cannot like suggest a solution of the problem. When you are a conciliator, you can only facilitate the communication between the parts involved. So we need people to know that, for that when they are conciliating, they like do what they need to do to facilitate communication, and when they are mediating, that they also know what are their competences on like proposing a solution for the parts involved. This is also a lecture in Spanish, that is Sistemas Alternativos de Resolución de Conflictos, Negociación, Conciliación, Mediación y Arbitraje en el Ámbito Civil y Mercantil. I think Septimus read this one, that talks about mechanisms that are heterogeneous, and mechanisms that are like que son heterogeneous, self-compositive and heterocompositive. So compositive and self-compositive. Yes, systems that are self-compositive: negotiation, conciliation, and mediation. This is what we're trying to make compositive, to make a layer, this internal layer of management that composes our conflict in a self-compositive way. So I think that what we are gaining from this, like starting with NVC, then jumping into conflict theory, and then into alternative dispute resolution, is to like focus first on what is like preventive for conflicts. That is like NVC. NVC is preventive for conflicts, and in Gravity we are trying the both things, to prevent conflicts but also to safely manage them when they arise. So first we are starting with NVC to like prevent them, and then we are talking that conflict is normal to nature, in nature, and that we can like make good use of it. And then like what are some kind of like techniques that we can apply on our everyday life, or in our negotiations, for like having agreements and searching for solutions. After this third session, I want to have like a practical cases, a session of practical cases, where we can like divide the people and set some like simulations and role plays, where like we can simulate a conflict situation, and how can like we practice some of the techniques that we learned from the last session to promote an agreement. Some of these negotiations and cases, I am going to take them from the program of negotiation of Harvard. That is one of the main resources that I'm using to construct this course. And they have like these cases that you can download, and I think we can work on them. But also gave me a good idea that we can bring our own like cases, and if people like want to work on a case that they bring on their own, that is also like very good. But because this is something that we the idea is to in our everyday life. Okay, I I took like the liberty to propose and to suggest, but I want to ask you if you want to like lead this session, Livia. But I like suggested that you could coach the session number 5, that is about Ostrom principles, and like I can also help you a little bit on this other subject, that is anti-fragility. That is a concept that is like really developed in the book of Anti-Fragile by Nicholas Taleb, but I also like put this video, and I thought that you could lead um, like this session on the topic of Ostrom's principles, and why are we like making all these uh, boundaries and rules to like make the best use of our CPR.
Yeah, that's really cool. Thanks.
Okay.
Actually, yesterday I watched this video from Primavera that Jeff shared, and it made me think about these words that we've been using, the boundaries and rules, and how like are they completely compatible for us, or there are ways that we can challenge our perception of rules and maybe add some new concepts that people were studying, especially in the exit to community crew and all of the people that have been thinking institutions. So maybe we could talk about that. Me and you have like a brainstorming of all the vocabulary we've been using, and um, yeah, just to rethink a bit into what we've been doing. But that sounds really cool. Yeah, maybe we can schedule something.
Okay. Um, but I think then you can like change what I like initially pasted here, and if you think that there's some material that you would like to like add or change, you can just like feel free to like let's do this, and And yeah, and also if we need a hack session, I am like open and available, because yes, I also saw that video about institutions, and I really liked that. But also at the end, it showed like it is like a different perspective. So I think that we don't need to like change the whole of what we're doing, but maybe, as you said, like rethink some of the words and the vocabulary. One of the to like make it more on the context of what we are right now. And one of the things that I thought about the rethinking the vocabulary was changing graduated extensions to like reasonable action.
Yeah, I like that. And definitely nothing everything we're doing. Um, just adding more from the experience that we've been having to the study and the material that already exists.
Okay. After concept, I to make a deep dive on why is the code of conduct and benefit for all that joins the requirements for mediators, and what are the levels of confidentiality. So we have the TEC Code of Conduct, that is a document that we are all working on. But in there we will have like the requirements, what is permitted, what is forbidden, and what is like allowed, and what is required for each role, for this role of conflict managers. And like what are the like the commitments that people in this group have to make. I would also like in this session to review the forum post, and to review the mechanisms to request gravity conflict management, that first are like the type form and also the Calendly. The idea is that everyone that is like certified after the training could have like some hours like available for the community, that so that if anyone just wants to like talk about any situation. Because what we've learned is that um, by having a call is more much human and more much like sensible than what we have in the type form. But the type form also like has its good use for like collecting some kind of key information, and also to have like some kind of report of small things. So I think that they both can like complement. I also made this spreadsheet that is like the record that we can have in the gravity group, uh, to have like a record of what have been the conflicts that we have like addressed, and what have been like the gravity members that have been in charge of each conflict. So the idea here is not to have a description of the conflict, but only to have, if it's necessary, of if it was made, like an information if there was an agreement, if the dispute continued, if the dispute like ceased or continued. That is for us to know if the conflict like is still active and lating, and or if the dispute like after the approach like ceased. So it's like to have a registry on the situations. would also be a gravity. How are we going?
Juan, we're having some connection problems. Okay, that's some real connection problems now.
So okay.
You're better now. You're better now. Although I do want to take this moment as a chance for feedback. And I'm curious about how you see. You know, one interesting thing that we have that is missing, I feel like, is the community management aspect of how does Gravity interact with community managers? Because like I feel like gravitons have like there's a real strong focus on conflict resolution, which I think long-term strategy for Gravity should be the focus, because that's something that's missing in every DAO that I've ever been in. But and that's a lot. But for our initial TEC needs, I would love to see how Gravity doesn't just focus on doesn't just focus on relationship repair, but also has some sort of input on relationship building. I can also make these comments for you
I
while
lost
you're
you,
leading.
Griff.
I would say you may need to turn off your video.
Sorry, I lost you.
Right, Livia, you can hear me, right? Yeah, Livia's giving me the thumbs up. We're having some connection side issues on your side. Maybe just kill your video. That'll help at least a little bit. Nice.
Okay, so I can take that and try to like maybe put it something in between session 6 and session 7, and include like the role of community management also in the Gravity group.
Yeah, and I honestly I feel like it could just be like in every session, just a note of like, hey, today we're going to focus on relationship repair. But, you know, the best is when we have these relationship bonding tools. It'd be cool if there was a full session dedicated to it, but I feel like the term gravity, gravity doesn't only apply to people who are like really fat and need it the most or have it the most. It applies to everyone. It applies to every situation where like the whole community is like coming together, and being held together. So this like making sure that there's always this. Yes, conflicts need to be dealt with, but hey, gravity is here to bring us together.
We could have a chapter for rituals, rituals and community practices. And this is a huge part of resilience and anti-fragility. So maybe having, perhaps we could even start with that. And then in each session, we practice one ritual, one type of bonding activity or something.
Yeah, that'd be cool. And I guess this is the question is like, this is so far the TC is the only DAO I know of that doesn't have a dedicated community management team. I mean, I think it is the community stewards, but we haven't really stated that. And I guess it's not really acting like that. That was, I think, the original intention. And then we couldn't do it because we were doing all the other stuff. So I wonder where that fits in. If SoftGov evolves into a community management, or if comms, community management comes out of comms, or maybe onboarding, I guess, is maybe the natural place. I don't know.
What do
Sorry,
you
Israel, you want?
Sorry, Livy.
Sorry, just a quick question. What do you see that is missing now of a community that would exist in a community management role that we dropped?
Remember when we were like community stewards? Every time someone comes in, we're gonna like say hi to them, and we're gonna like give them the lowdown. Here's the onboarding theme, you know, or like it's really just the dedication to it, right? Like having it be conscious and someone be responsible for it. I think that's the biggest thing I see missing is like having someone whose mind is on it, you know, which we don't really have. Right? I'd say Jess is almost acting as the, but without the title or the responsibilities.
I think I can get like the message, and it's like onboarding is a commitment of the whole. Like also, yes, I think we can add something of this like scope of that gravitons not only have the responsibility of building trust in the community, around the rules or to like solve conflicts, but they also like promote high vibes, and that promotion of high vibes is very related even to onboarding and at what you say of community management. So yeah, I think that we can like add this focus, like this scope of community management in the development of the course, because the idea is that the idea is to promote a good community management and high vibes. So yeah, I think maybe we can when we are talking about NBC or stuff like that, we can talk about like the importance of, of having this onboarding process and to receive people well in the organization. So yes, I am going to take that feedback and like try to put a little bit of this in the different sessions. And about the rituals, like I love the rituals that we have, and we can like kind of like have them written, because I think that we have some rituals but they are not written. I mean, we last year we celebrated like Cagatio, and there is this ritual that we have that I have done twice in the organization that for me is really meaningful. That is the Onoponopono, and that we can like try to make it a ritual for when people is having a dispute or something, that before they continue addressing the dispute, they first make a ritual of reconciliation, and we can have like really these communication practices, um, like to promote NVC. I think this is something that a very good idea that we can like keep developing the ones of rituals and community practices, because that can also like help us promote the communication in the sense we want to promote it. So yes, I think yes, and this is like the course, the main course that I have like structured. I will like include this feedback of community management scope, and at the eighth session is a practice case, and it's a collective role play that I am designing, but I don't want to give too much details on it, because it's an activity that I would like to be like a surprise for the whole community. This is like the gravity training. So yes, the idea is first that they receive like POAPs. I am already talking with Patricio to schedule the pops, and then like the people that got the training and want to practice and get certified in this can become this role of mediators in the organization. So this was like the main part of the call that I wanted to address. I would like you to participate on the doodle to set if we are going to have this on Thursday at 4 p.m. or at 9 p.m. set. And the other like big task that from Gravity we need to do is to review the code of conduct. So I would appreciate if the people in this call like take some time to do it. Maybe not in this call because we are like 10 minutes ahead, but this is like something that if we can do asynchronously, that this is very important also for soft gov and for the next things that we are going to move. And the other thing is that I want to make a draft of a communication for like making this open call for the gravity training something like very public, and that we can work with Jess to like publish it in a blog post or like publish it in Twitter, so we can have like a lot of people interested in the gravity training. I think this is important because if the gravity training is going to start the 21, we have like 15 days to make this call and to try to gather the attention of people. So yeah, for me it would be like really nice if in 1 or 2 days we can launch like a blog post telling that Gravity is going to launch a course, and that if people want to like jump in, I have this spreadsheet where they can like put their names to know which are the people that is interested in participating in the course. What do you think?
I love it. I would say if we want, I would be interested to hear if anyone has a preference for the 4 p.m. slot of 4 p.m. CET, or what it would take, because it would be nice if in this next call in an hour and a half if we could announce the timing. Or if there's if you planned on passing that doodle to people outside of this call right now, then we can wait. But for promotional purposes, it might be valuable to just pick a time.
Well, I talked with Tamara, and we decided about that these were the two like compatible schedules. But I also like 9 p.m. set because it's after the community call, and maybe like as what you say, after the community call we can say, hey, if you want to stay, we're going to have this training, and we're going to give a pop, and it's a training that is important for everyone in the community. So like the first sessions are like more broad, and then the last sessions are more focused on this community management role, on this mediation role, on this. I think that is what divides like the two focuses of the course. The first one is to prevent conflicts, to like promote good vibes, and then the second part is like how do we deal with conflicts when they arise.
I think it's nice to get the flow of the community call.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I also love the idea of doing it after the community call.
Hello, Durgas. How are you? So yes, I think that 9 p.m. set is after the community calls, and it would be good. Do you have something to say, Durgas? Hello. I'm showing what we've been talking these days.
Yeah, for me, the earlier parts are better. So 9 p.m. Is okay though, because that puts me at lunch. So that's a thing that I could do for an hour. Did you guys hear that? Okay. Thanks.
Okay, so 9 p.m. set on Thursdays. We are going to start the gravity training, and it's going to start the 21st of this month. So we
Okay.
have 15 days to keep preparing it.
Okay.
I want to thank
Pressure's on.
I want to thank Durgadas and Livy, who are the ones that are like taking the lead of one session with me, and also because this is a work that is very related to SoftGov, and I appreciate that Septimus is here because transparency work is like very related to what we're doing. And it's 5 minutes to finish the hour of this call. So if anyone wants to comment or something or add something, it is the moment. I am going to make this draft of the communication in like I would try to have it today, and then I will share it for you to review it.
Yeah, sorry, I missed the call. I was a little busy during work here.
I want to add it looks super fun, especially the roleplay sessions. I think they are going to be super fun. And I also wanted to add, I think I know I should say it at the beginning, but these calls are being recorded, and yeah, don't share anything sensitive. And yeah, I have to build the habit to say it at the beginning of the call, but better now than ever.
Maybe you can make a like I've seen it in Aragon. They put between brackets in your screen name. You can put recording. Sometimes it's a bot, but I think a person can do it too if you want. And I wanted to say that maybe I can't if it's at 9 p.m. CET. Some days, depends on the day, but yeah, it's okay. I can read the documents without going to the calls anyway. So
Well, the other thing is that this is going to be the first training ever. So it's going to be a pilot, it's going to be a test, but if it goes well, then I hope we can like repeat it in the mid of the year, or like to make it twice or three times a year. I think it would be really good, so that we can like get to more people, and after we have like a core of people trained, then we can have like a more depth course for like specialization on people that has already taken the first course.
I did just see that you had noted this. Each of the trainings is going to be an hour and a half, and if we do it at 9 p.m. CET, I'll only be able to be there for an hour. So that creates a problem if I'm going to be leading any of these. I thought it was going to be an hour, so I don't think I noticed in time. So sorry about that. Yeah, align everything on CET is really difficult for me.
Does 4 p.m. works better for you?
Yeah, because that's 7 a.m. for me, so then that works a lot better. And that gives me the whole hour and a half before I start work.
Also, the thing is that I put like an hour and a half, just like to make it like more than 8 hour course, but it can be an
Sure.
8 hour course as well. If we want, we can make it like a session of 1 hour, and for me it's better because I really like when things are very concrete and concise, and all the calls we have is like are 1 hour length, so it's like to keep the habit. I think we can, if you say so, and if everyone agrees, we can have that sessions of 1 hour, so the whole course is an 8-hour course.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I like the hour and a half to give space, but maybe just the first course that it's the first class and Durgadas is teaching it. Maybe just that one is an hour.
Yeah, I don't mind doing an hour and a half as long as it's earlier, so that's it. I would talk all day, really.
There's a lot of value. I think you'll have more people attending your call if we do it right after the community meeting. So it's like more people for an hour or less people for an hour and a half, It's
Yeah.
I think that's the question.
Well, and the spiral dynamics and VC stuff is deep, so I do, when I teach a yoga class, I prefer to teach the 2-hour version and not the hour and a half version for sure. But I'm just trying to figure it out.
Yes, this is something that is just like something very brief, very practical, and then when people like we call their attention, then we can like go more in depth in each topic.
Yeah,
Hey
and
guys,
I'm also happy to follow up with people.
Sorry, I just have to run. There's like a tarp blowing around. I need to grab it. So bye, guys.
No, this is the hour of the call, and we are just finishing. So yeah, thank you everyone for coming. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your feedback, and hope to see you in 1 hour.